Hello. This is Aha.
Aha!
Aha.
Aha!
A-H.
A-H, A-H.
A-H. A human amongst humans.
Whoa.
As I hope we all are. And maybe everything else on the planet Earth. And maybe even the universe, if I want to put a rhyme to it.
That we're everybody? We're everything and everybody?
Yeah.
Why not? I'd love to be a tree. I'd love to be a tree.
Next life?
Or a rock. Oh, just wouldn't bother. Maybe things wouldn't bother me as much.
What do you feel like? That's interesting because to me, the way I perceive what I perceive is that a tree is very different than a rock.
Yes.
But you like to be either or both?
I love options.
Mm.
I'm seeing a challenging friend this week having an ability to switch into rock.
Ooh.
It would be helpful at times.
A stone golem.
Yes. Or a
no
pebble.
one can mess with you.
Or just a little pebble.
Ah.
Yes, or a little grain of sand. Just flowing in the wind and supporting you as you hike through the desert.
Yeah. Here's a foot. There you go.
Yep.
Foot.
Hi, John's.
Hello, just helping you walk.
Hi, John's foot. It's good to meet you.
Oh, that's Michael the Pebble. I knew him. I did the Aha show with him. Or a tree, though. A tree, I think of trees in relation to the mind, There's just all those branches and all those things going on and just that one stable stalk there as well, just to...
Oh, I love it.
Feet.
I'd like to be your kind of tree, yes.
Nice. I'll
both.
I'll call up to God and be like, those trees you were thinking about for Michael? Give him one of mine.
Yeah, we might reincarnate as a tree.
Yeah.
I hug an oak tree in the park outside my home.
Oh, yeah.
Many mornings, and it gives me its strength.
Cool. That's good.
I give it a kiss when the neighbors are not looking.
Natural and healthy. Very good. So last time we were finishing up the story that we chose from the book Stories of the Spirit, Stories of the Heart by Dina Messinger.
No, the book is by Cornfield.
Oh, okay.
And Feldman, but this particular story is by Dina Metzger that we're reading.
Okay, I knew that. I'm just testing you.
Yes, thank you. I passed.
I don't, but I'm working on it. And we were just talking. She is in the belly of a canyon, this epic canyon. That the first time she's seen a canyon in her life, with her significant other, Michael, and they are experiencing this sort of Mother Earth, untethered, lawless being of Mother Earth. And
can we feel that? Can you? I mean, you're imaginative. Can we feel? Do you remember her chant?
Her chant. No.
In the dark red belly of the mother at last.
Yeah.
In the dark. Can we feel what it's like to be in our mother's belly?
Whoa. Nice and comfortable, I think.
Nice, I think so.
Yeah.
Like, can you feel it in your body?
In my body, like if I
yes,
have a womb?
you feel what your body feels like in the womb.
Feels like in the womb. Well, I've got an umbilical cord, so I can breathe and feed without worry.
Yes.
I'm in my warm mother's womb.
Whoa.
And
feels nice.
Yeah.
Womb with a view. Wow. Very nice. Now can we feel that the earth is our mother, and especially if we're in a canyon with red clay at the bottom, can we feel we're being wombed by the earth? And this is for you who are watching. Please, this is not just to enjoy watching us. We know who you are in this new modern technology. We want you to be experiencing what we are as best you can. There'll be grades at the end of this show.
Telepathically, we will know if you're cheating or not.
Yeah, we know. We know who you are. Especially you, Sarah Brett.
I was just talking with Sarah Brett. You have anything to say to Sarah Brett?
I love you, and I hope you're doing these exercises with us. We need company. You're beautiful, cheerful company.
So last off on the story, we were reading the elements of a story, just sort of vocab words for defining the ark. So now we're going to try...
I had another... talking to you, excuse me for interrupting.
No, go for it.
I finally, I think, have a better interpretation of God as a story. Because for her, she said she feels God not from some miracle, like being healed or something like that of a wound, or something else miraculous like an appearance of an angel. That wouldn't do it for her. She said she feels God in a story because that's what she's used to doing. And I realized, because I was trying to explain it to you last time, that we're always involved in a story. You're called to follow your path, which hopefully will be meeting someone you love and who loves you. And there will be a calling. You'll feel attracted to someone. And there will be obstacles. Who knows? They might be homeless or too fat or too thin or too tall or too short, too old or too young, too far away, too close. And you'll overcome these obstacles. And you'll meet people on this journey. Me meeting you, you meeting me, you reading this story that helped Michelle and I to become boyfriend and girlfriend. You'll meet people and they will give you guidance. So that's the way life works. I mean, we're all rivers and there's boulders in the way and banks to help guide us. And so life for all of us is a story. Where we were born, mother's womb, what has happened, how we understand it, where we're going, who will help us, special events that feel, oh my, this I met a North American native on the way, and she told me as she looks into my eyes, you will get where you're going. And that has given me the confidence to go to the dark red belly of Mother Earth at last and feel Mother Earth is cradling me, supporting me, guiding me, loving me. That would be nice. So that was their journey, and maybe all of our journeys.
Definitely. It's moving. Yeah. Do you have an idea for the afterlife? Do you believe in reincarnation, as we were talking about? Or?
Well, I saw our friend Tony.
Yeah.
When I went to the Arnold Arboretum where he and I used to sit. And he said to me, he was taking up the whole landscape. He said, don't fuck up the way I did. So I got this watch. Because he died alone. Took 7 days for people to discover. I can call for help with just a little pinch of the button. Thank you, Tone. And what about you?
In the afterlife? Well, I had I don't know about afterlife. I've got several ideas. I don't know exactly what it is. I had a time in my life where I had a big accident, and I almost died, and I was unconscious for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't get any visions or messages from it, but often I'll relate back to that time until now, and see that time in my recovery, and I just think, you know, I was meant to be alive. You know, I may have made mistakes, which might have caused that accident, but I am alive because it wasn't so much my fault. You know, there were things that were my fault that caused that accident to happen. But at the same time, at my core, I was still a good person, and in recovery, I related back to that, where I got that from. Basically, you know, my young life, birth, and being raised by my mother, God bless her, and growing up with my friends, and you know, even though from the outside it may have seemed like I'd lost that part of myself, and I was just aggressive and grumpy and angry and maybe even dangerous. Through recovery, I've been able to just kind of take away all that negative thought and negative emotion and paranoia and depression, and just build up from where I started off, you know, and go from there. You know, it didn't mean I had to become a child again, but I could actually take that stable, happy place, healthy and happy place I had as a child, and build on that, and just kind of skip from that negative chunk of years, you know.
Beautiful.
But afterlife, I think.
There was a little afterlife in this life.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd give reincarnation a possibility.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd give. I mean, I can think of a lot of things. Like maybe you know, the universe is so vast. You know, you find you experience the Earth, and then your spirit goes to a different planet.
Yes.
Or something like that, or a different part.
Yes,
Of the
I'd like to come back here. I hope it's livable.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll let you.
Oh, good.
Oh, you want to go back to Earth?
Yes, I do.
That's okay.
Thank you, John.
We'll put it in your record.
Thank you, John Joshua Williams Oxenford.
So, we're trying to finish this story. We haven't had the opportunity yet, but we've had a lot of good conversations on it. So, I don't think it's a problem that we haven't finished yet. Because
I hope you don't either. I hope.
Send
if
a
you're
comment.
Still here.
Send a comment if you do. But, yeah, I'm just going to try to finish the paragraph that we were on, and maybe we'll get through it today. If not, we're still going to enjoy it, because it's total fun. Okay. Flailing around in the flotsam and jetsam of daily life, we may not be aware that we are engaged in a descent into the underworld, or in an arduous attempt to find the entrance to paradise.
Well, that's what you just said.
Yeah.
You just said that.
Did I?
I hope that's happening to me with all these ailments too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cancer, 3 strokes in 1 year. Help.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's hear it from Michael. Still chugging through life. Still on the show. Still with us, and he's going through a lot of pain, but
Not much pain.
okay.
No, just challenges, like swallowing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pain, but it's not painful. It's just the water goes down my voice tube.
Oh.
So I have to put in thicket. I have this wonderful girlfriend, who tells me, buy thicket. I pour 2 or 3 tablespoons of thicket into 6 ounces of water, stir it up, let it sit for a minute, and then it's thick like Jello, and I can drink it.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
But I'm glad we still have you, and when you do pass into the afterlife, side note, just let me know what it is, and
I will. I'll look at it. I promise.
But on the show, we'll in this life, we'll definitely still be trying to connect with you, and if you got some time as a spirit, please say hi, and we'll miss you, but we'll still remember you're still with us.
Yes.
Okay. So, in to the descent into underworld or entrance to paradise.
And you just did that with your accident and are climbing toward paradise.
Thank you. Thank you so
I mean,
much.
I'm just repeating what you said. Your
I understand
the
what you're
happiness
saying
of when you were a child.
I sort of was descending into this underworld.
Yes.
But through maybe all the complicated paperwork of in the afterlife of all the different things that I've done and really believed and didn't mean, shouldn't have done, but it really wasn't me. They said, okay, let's give him another chance. And from that other chance, I've been able to become a better person.
Good. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the better John.
Thank you. Okay. Story is the template by which the most prosaic or mundane may be understood as the soul's search for the ephemeral but redeeming moment of vision. When I came to understand that there are mythic patterns in all of our lives, I knew that all of us, often unbeknownst to ourselves, are engaged in a drama of soul, which we are told was reserved for gods, heroes, and saints.
And for John Joshua William Oxenford, we've just heard it. He's taking the heroic mythic journey.
Yeah, well, she's making a point here, though. We did hear this. It was only available for gods, heroes, and saints. But this understanding took me beyond psychology to the existence of spirit. I realized that story is one bridge between the human realm and the divine. So we can still experience that spiritual epiphany, enlightenment. Maybe one day in the week, we can be the hero or the god, or have a moment where we connect with God or feel one with God. And maybe the rest of the day is not like that, but I agree with her that we can have connection with that divine essence.
And that divine story, really.
Yeah.
It's a journey we're all on.
Definitely. Since that first insight, I look for story everywhere, but I had never encountered it so blatantly before. At Canyon de Chelly, story appeared as real as something I'd never encountered. The structure of those experiences were for me the absolute proof of the presence and existence of the gods.
The gods, right? Not one,
plural.
but
Yeah,
yes.
I was just thinking the same
A
thing.
community. Well, even Christianity has Jeshua or Jesus, the Father, the Spirit, and saints can join, and some Christian theologians say Saint Clement early on in Rome or around Rome, God became human, so humans, that's all of us, can become gods. Or come into paradise the way you are and Dina Metzger is. Okay. And in my own bubbling way.
That's where you're going.
Yes.
Excellent. Gods. At the end of the day, it seemed a good time to place to take vows. Michael and I sat together silently at the crest before the black and magenta sky. I vowed to try to remember. I vowed to devote myself to being a writer, lover, healer. I vowed to seek to do everything in my life from the heart.
Wow, that's hard. I try that. I've been trying that for years. I forget.
Wow, yes.
I'm so used to my head. But I'm going to, thanks for reading it again. Maybe I had one dream teacher say, Michael, tape one hand to your heart and tape the other hand over your lips. Hey, I should do this. I really should do that. Yeah. I'm talking on the phone for people. Just listen.
I have a memory. I hope I describe it well. I think I was either reading it in this book or something very similar to it. But there was this person who was trying to find enlightenment very quick, and they went into a Buddhist monastery, and the teacher told them sometimes it takes up to 10 years. The number was 7. Sometimes it takes up to 7 years to find enlightenment. But really, if we're truly meditating, it can take up to 7 seconds. And so this person said, okay, I'm going to find enlightenment in 7 seconds.
Yes, give it to me. 1, 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were doing. They'd find, peace for a second, not, no altering thoughts, and then think, oh, I forgot to do the groceries. And then they say, oh, no, I have to restart. And they kept on having this this thought after 7 seconds, oh, I wonder if I'm doing this correctly. What if something bad happens? And then, so they kept on restarting, and they had to restart for, and then the story sort of ended there. But the concept is, if you fully understand meditation, you can reach it very soon. But also, I feel like if you are trying to find enlightenment in 7 seconds, that's also not really the point. So you probably... It might take a little bit longer than that.
8.
8 seconds.
Yes, give me 8.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, she's not only vowing to Michael, but she's vowing to herself as well, in her heart.
Yes.
And that, in a way, is vowing to those two as well, I think. When we were going back to the car after night had fallen, Michael invited me to sit with him again. We sat on the ground opposite each other, crossed legs. He was quiet for a while, then said he'd like to ask me 2 questions.
Wow.
He asked me if I would marry him. Yeah. Spend the rest of my life with him.
A small question.
Teach him what I knew.
Oh, wow. How nice.
Yeah. He also asked if I would help him raise his daughter.
Oh, my. That's
Wow.
a big question.
That's a big question. But before I answered him, I asked if he would be my partner on the path, take care of me as best he could, and help me with the work of my soul. I asked him if he would love me exceedingly well.
Whoa! That's just lovely. Oh,
Yeah,
my.
he's going to be exceedingly well.
Oh, help.
And let me love him. And let me love him.
Yes, can you
well.
take the love in, John?
Yeah.
Take it in.
I said I'd come to realize how much I wanted to be loved, and that if I were to marry, it would be to find a place for my loving. As we spoke, I was gripped with the desire to be married on the dark of the moon. The next week, when I looked at a lunar calendar, I saw that August 24th, the night we said our vows on the rim of Canyon de Chelly, had been the dark of the moon.
No.
Yeah.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, and that the date we'd set for our wedding, December 20th, would also be the dark of the moon.
Wow.
We looked for things on the Indian reservations as we looked for rings. I'm sorry. Last paragraph. We looked for rings on the Indian reservations as we traveled home. I had a ring in mind, a silver band with turquoise. We went from trading post to trading post without finding any 2 rings that were identical, though there were rings that resembled each other. But at the very last possible place, we came upon only the only two identical silver bands we were to find. They were inlaid with turquoise, and they fit us each exactly.
Gee.
Dina Metzger.
That's it.
There you go. It's been like 2 months.
To do this.
Yeah, but it was fun all the way through.
And it became true for me, and I hope for you too.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a certain synchronicity, a lot of what's called synchronicity in here. When you're, maybe when you're open, you attract energies that you need to help you. Like the woman who said, I know where you're going. Like the rings at the end. There might be, like gravity, energies that attract one another, especially if our body, mind, and spirit are open. Okay, let's see what is I'm attracted to, and is what is attracted to me. Maybe reading this story helped my friend Michelle, she didn't know it, want to be my girlfriend. I'm not sure of vows yet. Those scare me. It scares me to decide things with my head. It sounds nice, but you're going to have to go ahead and show me what vows are needed. Because I was married once, and fortunately my rabbi said, I wanted to put till death do us part. And he had been divorced. He said, I won't marry you if you put that in. And we only stayed married for two years. And my dearly beloved Robbie decided she didn't want to have a child after vowing or promising me she would try even when we were old. And that was too much for me. So I'm a little afraid of vows and them being broken. But I don't know about these things. I don't know. Robbie and I were together for 6 years. I kept breaking up, getting angry, and then we got back together. But it was too hard after we were divorced to get back together. So you'll have to show me the way. Do you have any vows you'd like to make with the woman you might meet?
Vows. Vows. Well, that makes me think, what kind of relationship do I want? And I feel like now I'm at a place where a relationship that I'd be looking for would be main word that comes to my mind is healthy. Mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually healthy. And I feel like I was making a prayer the other day. I was thinking how to say it, and I thought, I want all of humanity and planet Earth and the universe to be healthy and happy and successful and all this other stuff. And I thought, really, if I put all those words into one word, it would be healthy. Because health creates happiness. Health gives you ability to do things, and health brings, if you think about it in terms of manifestation, if you're healthy, you bring healthy things towards you. And you help the world around you become a healthier place. And if you help the world around you here, someone else gets the good vibes from you and helps the world around them healthy there. And then pretty much we're spreading that all around,
So is there anything specific, though, you would want to say to your beloved? And what would you like them to say to you? I understand that this lovely general concept to be healthy. Is there any specific actions? It could be even simple. I want to live together. I don't know if I would even say that for myself. I'm just doing this step by step and very cautious about large promises, especially since when we made them when I was getting married, that got in the way of us getting together, keeping together. So I think I'm very ignorant about this. There's something beautiful about death to us part, but half marriages end in divorce. So I don't know about vows.
Neither do I.
No. Well, feel free to write CCTV John Joshua Williams Oxenford, and tell us what you know about vows.
Yeah, help me with my vows.
Yes, I mean, there's a certain... Well, we're not going to go there. Let us move on.
Okay.
It's the second part of our show.
So we've got the Bible, or we got the introduction for chapter 4.
And we're going to go with your intuitive feeling.
Then I'm going for chapter 4.
Okay.
I just read this either today or yesterday. And I really like it. It's the introduction to chapter 4, and it's 2.5 pages about basically the concept of we always search to try to find light in everything, and when darkness comes into life, we think we've done something wrong, but that's just a part of life, and to find light when the darkness does come. So, and I noticed...
As you did after your accident.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's true. I think we've all done.
And I'm doing this after all these illnesses.
Definitely. I see a lot of notes in here, probably from you.
I'm not sure. I might have bought this.
Underlines?
Maybe. I don't think
Not
that's
notes,
mine.
but underlines or someone else.
I think it's too neat for me. I want to be like this.
Okay.
But I bought this used. For you.
Thank you so much. I love this book. Okay, so I'll try to get through as much as we can on this.
Yeah, no hurry.
Okay.
You know me. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you for specific examples.
That's good. It's healthy. It's a good practice. Okay. In human life, we look for happiness, for understanding, and for illumination to bring light into our lives and our hearts. Often we look for the future or some set of ideals that we have heard about, searching for the key to our wholeness and happiness as if it were somewhere else. The place to find wholeness, light, and well-being is here and now, even in the midst of our difficulties.
I feel whole with you.
That's good.
And yourself?
I feel very healthy with you as well.
Oh, and I think
That's my word. That's my vocab word for this story.
Yes.
I think
there's
happy.
a wholeness if I'm aware of my body sitting in this chair.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm hugging all of me.
That's good.
So that, if I remember to do that when we're trading these words, that, can I feel this while we're talking would be a challenge.
Yeah, when your concentration strays to something else.
Yes.
That would be a sort of a meditation multitasking skill.
I think I'm not a meditator. I like to meditate in my sleeping bag in the morning.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm not a sitting meditator.
I try, but I'm not very experienced with meditation as well, either.
But I'd love to feel. You mentioned wholeness. If it's called the fancy word, proprioception.
Oh, I have a record with that name. What does it mean?
It means awareness of the inside of our bodies, how our muscles, bones are sensing, our position, our movement. It enables us, if you're gonna fall, your hands go down to stop. It's really, as best I understand now, an inner awareness of how I am moving in my position. And then when I get good, I can be aware of your position, and maybe if I breathe in, if I can mimic your gesture and your face, I can begin to feel what it's like to be inside John. Joshua William. Do I have it right, the order, or is it Joshua Williams?
No S.
Joshua William.
Yeah.
Oxenford, but J before W, I can remember that.
Yeah, 2 J's, a W, and an L.
Yes, JJ, whoa. JJ, whoa.
Yeah, but I would say, if you find a great ability to be able to find someone else's, what it feels like to be someone else, or be in connection with their gesture or state, be careful. Be careful, because that's a very powerful thing, to be able to sense someone's spirit like that. And that's also could be a very healthy connection.
But it could be very tough stuff.
But at the same time, just be gentle if you have that power. Be gentle with the person that you can.
Yes, thank you. I need all the help I can get. Thank you for your guidance.
Sure.
Thank you.
It's a pretty cool ability, though. I don't have that.
I think good interviewers have it. They say, tell me about your childhood, and they can begin to feel and what it's like to be you. And that helps the conversation flow.
All right. That's good. Makes a good interview. So there are moments in each of our lives when our personal world is filled with darkness. Tragedy, loss, bereavement, rejection, and failure are all common experiences.
Most days in the past have included that, especially in the mornings.
Okay. Mornings are tough for you?
They have, the last few days, no.
Okay.
They might have stopped, but when I think of some of the things I have done, including when Tony was here last, he told me, don't insist that, remember we did the outline.
Yeah.
We ate and did an outline. And then we were starting and he was just improvisationally talking to you. And I said, Tony, let's follow the outline. And he said, if you say that to me again, I'm out of here. And I didn't listen carefully enough and wasn't spontaneous enough. I kind of was fixated on the outline, which we did after he left. And it was you said it was a great show for you.
Oh, yeah.
But he wanted, so that was an example of not listening carefully enough to, at least to really take to heart, because Tony doesn't usually say that. If you do this again, I'm out of here. And I should have taken that as a warning and not done it, even though we had prepared it. So, there.
There it is. Okay. There is no living being who holds the power to avoid being touched by pain. No defense strong enough to make us invulnerable to the unpredictability of life's changes.
Ah! Help!
No,
Help!
I felt the same way when I was reading it, but that's why we have to get through it, because there's a happy ending at this story.
Okay, geez, but that's true too. No defense. God will not come and rescue us.
Well, if I can skip to that good part for a second in my own words.
Yep.
Yes, we live in a world where pain exists, fear exists, the negative exists.
Yes.
And that's just kind of part of the flow of things.
Yes.
But if you can strengthen your connection to the light, or the positivity in yourself and the positivity in life, when the negative stuff does come, it's much less effective on you. It's not as bad as it used to be, and you'll be able to, every time the negative comes back, you'll be able to not have it affect you negatively.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm experiencing that as one ailment comes after another.
Yeah. Okay. At times, attuning ourselves to the condition of the world we live in, it is easy to believe that we have entered into an age of darkness.
Oh yes, our world, climate change, global warming.
This is fascinating though, because it says that feeling of, okay, is the time for the apocalypse or whatever, has been common throughout history.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're still here.
We are here at least at 6:39 and 31 seconds.
We feel appalled and horrified by the collective capacity humanities seem to hold for violence and exploitation.
And you're aware of that too, right?
Am I aware of that?
Big time, I think. Aware of what might happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's still possible.
Yes, I mean,
Still
even
possible.
little things, danger, danger, danger.
Yeah, but we can also trust in the positive judgment of someone when of all of us, of all of each other, when something where we all have a little sort of say into what will be the end or continuation of the world.
What would be an example of this? Let's say if I'm...
I think every healthy decision that you make, every decision that you make that creates good healthy vibrations, is the best that we can do as individuals in this world. And if we can trust that everyone else would be trying to do the same thing, I'd say we're on a pretty good path.
But alas, JJ, well, alas, there are some people that don't make those. They might think they are, as they fight wars and drop 2,000-pound bombs on defenseless children in Gaza. I mean, they might think they're doing what's good for their country, but
that's why
what do we do about that?
That's why I think talking about it in shows like this can help. Even if we feel like I can't stop that plane right now, but I can give this good thought, this good state of mind, this good state of heart, of being, and I can talk about it with people, and even talking about it with one person. I always say one push-up is better than no push-ups. You can talk to someone and then they'll be thinking about it, and they might talk to somebody else and you might spread the word.
A virus, a good virus, a healthy virus. You've heard it for 2024.
And we did survive the pandemic so far.
So far.
I still want to call it the post-pandemic at this point, but I don't know what technical terms are.
That sounds nice.
Where were we? We feel appalled and horrified by the collective capacity of humanity that seems to do violence and exploitation, or we despair over the seemingly inevitable destruction of our planet. We become distressed by the suspicion and alienation that are too often the hallmarks of our interpersonal relationships. A sense of our own vulnerability can leave us feeling overwhelmed, ineffectual, and powerless. The insecurity born of these feelings then leads us to anger, blame, self-protection, and hostility. We may even attempt to anesthetize ourselves to life's experience, and in the numbness increase our true isolation and pain. In times of such darkness, we find ourselves longing for an ideal future or seeking miraculous formulas to protect us from pain and conflict. It is not easy for us to accept that there is no cure for living. Seeking a perfection that conforms our images or our imagination or stories we have heard, we miss the perfection and the mystery the mystery that is here before us every day.
Well, this is mysterious now.
Yeah.
Yes. Who are we? Who are you?
The rising of the sun, the beating of the heart, the changing of the seasons, the miracle of human speech. There is an art to learning how to live with life's challenges and hardships, to discover light amid darkness, to heal ourselves and the world around us. Like any other art, the art of living in peace calls for both great love and discipline. We must be willing not to turn away from, not to shun the shadows in our lives, but to turn toward them. This is the first and most significant step, for in turning, we begin to cast away our fears, despair, and self-doubt, It is not darkness that is our opponent, but our rejection and denial of it.
Gee.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. It's a beautiful song.
Mm.
It is in our greatest difficulties that we can find the sense of what is everlasting light in the world.
Gee.
Unquenchable light. As St. John of the Cross said, if a person wishes to be sure of the road they tread upon, they must close their eyes and walk in the dark.
Gee.
Yeah. There we find true compassion and greatness of spirit.
Mm.
As we turn toward the specific shadows in our own lives with an open heart and a clear and mindful focus, we cease reacting and resisting and begin to understand and to heal.
I have an argument with a woman friend of mine,
Yeah.
and she keeps saying, demons come into her life. She gets angry at me.
Yeah.
You must send them away. Ask them if they come with love and light and goodness in their hearts. And I ask, and they do, and then they attack me. And she said, good demons don't torture you, but they teach me stuff. They always teach me stuff. As this story is saying, if my father's axe is chopping my head off and I stay with it under my sleeping bag, it teaches me. I hear it say, Mikey, get out of your head and into your heart. Put one hand over your lips and the other hand on your heart. So for me, darkness teaches. For my friend, I guess there's too much for her to handle at the moment. So maybe she needs to tell them to go away.
Yeah.
If you don't come in light and love, away with you.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe sometimes that's helpful too.
Yeah, could be.
Especially, I think she has so many.
Oh.
Maybe she needs that. It's hard for her to see me with all these ailments.
In order to do this, we must learn to feel deeply. To feel, I said that wrong the same time when I read it. To feel deeply. I feel like I should say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is not done so much with our eyes open as with the opening of the inner senses of the body and the heart.
But you hear, I've been doing this, but I didn't know what it was.
Excellent, you're already there.
Under my sleeping bag in the dark.
Yeah. It means to listen closely to the mystery that is right in front of us, rather than the ideas we have about things. As the great Tibetan doctor shows in this chapter ahead, read the book, the power to listen with one's fingertips reveals the music of the body and the music of the spheres.
Wow! The power to listen with one's fingertips.
Fingertips.
Whoa. Whoa, it's strong. What is it? If I listen with my fingertips,
reveals the music of the body and the music of the spheres.
So I can feel your music. If I can do it now, if I listened with the tips of my fingertips, and maybe if I breathe it in, I can feel the earth, the atmosphere, even the skies. I don't think I can do that yet. Coming through you. Maybe. I'll have to practice.
Pretty cool. This listening and feeling and opening sets our life free. As long as we resist it, seeking for light someplace else, we are separate from what is we are separate from what is, and unable to see that all that exists is filled with light. Learning to listen with this same sensitivity inwardly, we discover new depths of calmness,
Wow.
new resources of energy,
Whoa.
and effectiveness.
So think of this a lot. Everything's made of light because we're made out of sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, plants eat the sun. You eat the plants.
Yeah, definitely.
You eat the spinach or the arugula, whatever you're into, or the potatoes. And so you're eating sunlight. And we're made of sunlight. Other things, earth too. And so we're little burning sunlets.
Yeah, we're stars. We're all stars.
We're all stars, and it's not just nice. It's not just twinkle, twinkle. Those stars are tough. They explode into supernovas.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about how hot the sun actually is,
Oh my!
which is our star,
Wow,
in the universe, galaxy, or whatever, that's pretty hot.
that is pretty hot.
Yeah.
We have that in us.
Yeah,
Some like it hot.
that's a good movie. The shadows that we have previously related to as adversaries become our most profound teachers. We learn to meet them with grace and serenity. In that calmness, we begin to understand that peace is not really the opposite of challenge and hardship. We understand that the presence of light is not a result of darkness ending. Peace is found not in the absence or challenge, but in our own capacity to be with hardship without judgment, prejudice, and resistance.
Okay, can we do that? It's hard if I'm not swallowing. You know, because if I take even water, it goes down my windpipe. I'm getting better at it. It's a little scary. I thought I might not be able to eat anymore or drink. But it's been a nice trip. It really has. So maybe if I can do that and look at it that way and feel it that way, wonder what I often thought I do think I want to die like a friend of mine did, just having no food and drink. And you can die in about 4 days that way. And then I'll be probably more able to fly over you and look after you. Hi, JJ. So that would be looking at it, okay, maybe my body is saying time to stop eating and drinking.
Have you talked with the doctor about this? Have you gone to the hospital about it?
I've talked to my PCP, and I'll see a neurologist on Zoom for an hour next week.
Okay. That's good.
So I'm keeping in touch. And I have my wellness nurse.
Good. Yeah.
My brother's a psychiatrist, but he's a doctor.
Okay.
So I'm forming an organization called Munchausen Anonymous. Are you familiar with Munchausen?
No.
In Munchausen, people get sick, or even they get their children to be sick, because they love so much being cared for by doctors and nurses. And I'm loving it. Hi there, I'm Munch. Call me Munchie. Care for me for this hour. Especially under Medicare, it's free.
Oh yeah, I got Medicare too. Yeah, but I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. I'm glad you're talking to your doctor.
Yes.
That's good. Because that can help it be a better transition, you know.
Yes, I have a doctor who...
From here to becoming a tree.
Yes. I think I'd like to be a girl.
Okay.
This time.
Oh, I remember you saying that before. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we have to wrap it up. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right. I could try to read the rest of this, or we could just kind of mumble.
Yeah, maybe we'll mumble. What does this mean to you? Anything more?
I don't know. It just helped me. It helped me. You know, I don't know I still believe that we can overcome pain and negativity, but that's a huge process, and I think it needs all of us. So just being able to, when that negativity comes, have that light and have that positivity, and just sort of be able to survive through the tough times until we get there. It's definitely helped me enjoy life better.
Wow. Do you call people for help, or you do it by yourself, or?
I usually do it by myself with my medications.
Yep.
But I know who to call if I need to call.
Oh, good.
I have numbers as
You can
well.
call me too. You got
Okay.
my number.
Yeah. I do, yeah. Thanks for your texting this morning. Okay.
You have a song? Just sing the show to the end.
I can make one up.
Go for it.
This is the show. We've been on it for a while. Don't you know that we're all flying high in the sky? Oh man, I have a better voice about that. Usually in the morning. I don't know. That was my attempt to try to make a song.
Thank you.
Can you make a song?
I think of, I don't know how it goes. You might. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Mm-hmm.
You come to visit me again. That's all I know, and I'm not sure of the second line.
I remember that song. Who made that?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that in a film called Midnight Cowboy with my dad.
Oh, wow.
I think of all the people I've known, and I haven't really taken them in as much as I can now. I can love my dad and my mom and you and other people way more